Hey there, it's Alicia here with New VA Advice, where I offer business, marketing, and mindset coaching to help virtual assistants get out of overwhelm and create a business that they love. And today I am here with the wonderful Virginia Johnson, who is a member of the Marketing Mastermind group. And I wanted to speak with her for a little while and have her talk about her experiences with the group, because she really is a wonderful person to work with and very passionate about what she does. So Virginia, thank you for agreeing to do this with me today.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I love being here and supporting you.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Okay, well, I started my business about a year ago. Probably June is when I officially got started doing my research. Quote, quote, I stayed in research mode for way too long. And I was looking for something to do as I approached retirement, not specifically to supplement an income, but something to look forward to afterwards. So I tried to figure out what I could do that I would like, that I could still work my day job and it wouldn't interfere. And I came up with transcription. So I started out in transcription. It has evolved into something else, but that was my start, transcription. And of course, I found because I was looking for a transcription instructor.
Yes, and I'm so glad that we met that way and continued that relationship onto other things. So you said that you've transitioned in your business. What are you focusing on with it now?
Well, it's interesting because when I decided to start my business, I thought myself, my long-term goal, say 3 to 5 years, was going to be to work with authors because I have a passion for books. And it turned out my very first client was a first-time author, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm starting where I wanted my goal to be. So it sort of found me, and so it completely changed the direction of what I was going to do. I was all about transcription, but now we're using transcription in a new way, which is for the person who doesn't feel they have a skill to sit down and write. They can talk their book out, and we record it, and I transcribe it. So that's what it's evolved into, and that's pretty much what I'm doing now, is working with first-time authors.
I love it. It's unique what you do, and you're obviously passionate about it.
Yes.
I think it was such a good fit for you.
It was, and I had no idea it was even possible to be in this field. You know, working with people I like to work with, which I had already narrowed it down because that was the important part to me. And through your challenges in your other Facebook group, you had us narrow down our niche. And I'm like, I don't know who I want to work with. And you have this fear of that you're going to shut people out and lose business. But once I went through the challenge that you had, I could see, well, no, you're not. You're concentrating on a specific group, and they are going to be looking for that wording or whatever wording you're using to attract them specifically. So yes, I've learned a lot.
Absolutely. Yes. And so what would you say were the challenges as you were building this business before you came into the Marketing Mastermind?
Okay, I didn't understand how to find the information I needed. So what I did was I scoured the internet for everything virtual assistant related. And of course, I became overwhelmed very quickly. There's so many instructors out there. I did not know who I should be following, so I followed everyone, and I got conflicting information. So what I ended up doing was sitting back and following people to watch them in their Facebook groups, if they had a Facebook group, and to see how they interacted, and then it built up the trust that I trusted that person. So that's who I started listening to. Instead of 20 people, I maybe narrowed it down to 3 or 4. So it was very hard. So I found the overwhelm of doing too much research, because I was doing research for like 6 or 8 months, and I hadn't even been looking for a client when I found one because I was still doing research. So I think that tends to bog down the new person. They feel they don't, when they're trying to, most of the people I see were former admins, and I still am an admin, but they quickly realized the skills need some beefing up in order to work in the virtual world. And so you start listening to all these webinars, these podcasts, and before you know it, I have 5 journals of information and I haven't put anything into, I haven't applied any of it. So overwhelm is for sure one of the quickest things to come.
And it's so true. I mean, it happens to all of us when you finally realize the thing that you might think you want to do online. There's so much information out there. There are so many places to find it from. And it's hard, right? It's hard to narrow down who can I trust or who makes sense for me to follow. And is this the path that I want to take? And do they have the right information? Is it someone else? Do I have to pay thousands of dollars? Is it something I need to research on my own? There's a lot to think about. So what has the Marketing Mastermind helped you with the most, do you feel?
Without a doubt, hands down, taking the next step forward. Because what I was trying to do was do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this thought, and nothing was getting completed. And your words ring through my mind all the time, because you're the first person I heard say this. What is the very next step to move you forward in your business? And so every time I start doing something, even now, I'm like, okay, I hear your voice. What is the very next step? And okay, Alicia's asking me, what is the very next step? Okay. So knowing what the next step is, knowing what to concentrate on, and the camaraderie of the group. We've been together for a year now because we were in a previous group together and then just moved on into the marketing group. But the support that we get from each other, like I'll throw an idea out there and get honest feedback where I don't feel like someone's just saying this to be negative. There's no negativity. And that's the best part. The support, knowing what the next step is, and no negativity at all, just support.
I love it. I love it. And it's funny, apparently there's this common theme that the whole one next step concept, I mean, it works, right? But you have to kind of retrain your brain to think that way and slow yourself down and not feel so scattered and be able to focus. So
right, absolutely. It brings my focus back into what I need to be working on. The very next step. I'm like, okay, that's not going to move me forward. It's something I need to do, but not right now. So yes.
Yes, absolutely. So what would you say to someone who is considering the Marketing Mastermind, but they're kind of on the fence if this is right for them or if this is something they should jump into?
Well, I would say at some point, you can take all the webinars, the free webinars that you want. I must have taken over a dozen and maybe 2 dozen, and I just got confused. You get some freebies, yay! But then is it something that you really need as the next step? So I would say if you really want or are ready to move your business forward, at some point you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in a course or a class. So if someone is on the fence about the Marketing Mastermind, I say, and go for it. This is what you need to move forward, because it just focuses you on how to grow your business, how to start your business, and it's a well-priced investment. It's not going to break the bank. It's like not even lunch money. So, and I appreciate the value that we get, because that's one of the things I liked about your Facebook group is you give so much value. So, and I'm like, you hear this all the time. If they give that much value for free, just think what you're going to get for a paid investment. So, I say just go for it if you want to move forward. And get out of overwhelm.
That's great. And that's the whole point, really. It's the concept of taking steps forward to create what you want so that you're not just spinning your wheels or turning in circles or second guessing yourself constantly.
Mm-hmm.
It's tailored to help you specifically in your business make a decision for you, what makes the most sense for you right now to move forward and create this thing that you really want to love.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Thank you, Virginia. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or that you wanted to bring up today?
I just want to say that I know there's like so many women and men who are turning to the virtual world as it's become more, it's the wave of the future. It is the future. But if you're searching for a way to break out into the virtual field, I would say follow a few mentors. See how they interact with their groups, their own Facebook groups, see what value they give. It's a wonderful, wonderful business to build up and live the life that you want to live on your own terms. So I just love to see all the new people coming in. I think it's awesome.
I think that's great advice. I love that. Yes, make a decision and live life on your own terms. And so if this is something that you want, follow those a couple of people who you feel are on the same path as you that you can relate to and learn what you can.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. This has been my pleasure to have you on today to do this. I really appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being here.
Well, you have a great day and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.